92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
One of my favorite things in the second date update is hearing how people meet each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's always interesting to
Yeah.
find out where people meet and how they meet. And especially like for me as a guy, that's all I know is like the pressure of going up to talk to a girl when you're out in public and you don't know what's going to happen. It's always that nerve-wracking experience. I know for me, every time I've met a girl out, it's always like you see her and she's beautiful and you want to talk to her and you're like, oh man, okay, I'm going to go up to her and I'm going to offer her the $80 that I have in my pocket. And if that's not good, I guess I'll go up to 90, whatever she wants.
She looks expensive, so.
You know, it's always been really difficult for me to meet women in public, but it is interesting to see where people meet each other. And Paul, who's on the phone to do a second date update today, met the girl that he wants to call at a farmer's market. That's where he says he met her.
Sweet.
Paul, how does somebody meet a girl at a farmer's market? What are you just walking around and you throw some fresh wheat behind you? And just hopefully she follows you home. I mean,
Have you ever been to a farmer's market?
Yeah, they don't have like bales of
Yeah, you
hay,
can't just
like-
buy exactly.
that's what I guess I've never really been. That's what it seems like it would be to me. How's it going, Paul?
Hey guys, how's it going? Big
Good.
fan of yours, guys.
So how did you meet this girl at a farmer's market?
So basically, it was over the weekend, and I was hungover. All right, it was like 3 in the afternoon. I woke up.
You said
And who gets up? What dude gets up hungover and is like, you know what I'm going to do? Head down to the farmer's market.
Hey man, I got to cleanse. You know,
Okay.
I mean that's the first thing you got to do when you're hungover. You know,
All
Get
right.
some fresh fruit.
that works. That totally works.
Okay.
So you wandered into the farmer's market still drunk from the night before.
Yeah, I was more groggy. I was just like, you know, I just needed to sober up. I needed any healthy antioxidant type of stuff to
All right.
flush my system out.
Okay, so what's the girl's name, by the way, that you met at the farmer's market?
Lisa, her name's Lisa.
Lisa. All right, tell us about when you met Lisa.
So there was like some cheese samplings going on, and I still had the munchies, you know, because I hadn't eaten yet.
Dude, that
And,
sounds good, actually, on a hangover. Like, if I were at... They do that? They do cheese sampling?
Yes, they do lots of
Munster,
sampling,
it's
yeah.
really cool. Brie.
Paul, I think you and I need to start hanging out at farmer's markets. You sound exactly like my type of
And
guy.
you're always hungover, Jubal, so.
That's the play, man.
All right, so you're there drunk, eating the cheese, and that's when she walked up?
Yeah, like, you know, I was there. It was a weird thing. It was almost like Ladies and the Tramp, where, you know, like the spaghetti scene, but it
Yeah.
was like with a piece of cheese.
No.
And we both like reached up and we were like, oh, hello.
Oh, you
You
like
know?
went to grab the same piece of cheese?
Yeah.
That is a romantic
I'm going to
story.
be honest. I mean, if I was this girl and there's this really hungover dude eating cheese at the farmer's market, I'm not immediately attracted to you, okay?
Yeah, I don't think she could tell I was hungover, honestly, because you know how it is when you like still have the bed hair, you still feel sexy and confident, you know, where you're still kind of buzzed, but you're still like, yeah, I own it.
All
All right, so you guys went to grab the same piece of cheese, and you were like, what's up, girl? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like pepper jack?
Well, not like that. I mean, I was still a gentleman, so I was like, oh, my bad, you know, you could have it, you know, and we kind of sparked a little conversation, you know, flirty, and she was smiling at all the dumb stuff I was saying, and afterwards, I was bold, you know, because, you know, I was still a little tipsy, and I was like, hey, you want to, like, maybe grab a coffee or something,
Okay.
you know?
So did you go straight from the farmer's market to go get coffee?
No, I mean, first she had to finish up some errands and shopping, so I kind of was like with her, you know, because I was like, I have to be like, oh yeah, I'm shopping too, though, but like, yeah, after we finished shopping, so I had to shop as well.
So you had to pretend shop at the farmer's market to get your date.
Yeah, I guess I did because the spark was there, and she seemed pretty interesting, and I don't know, I was just like, I can't blow this opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys walked around the farmer's market and bought groceries and then went for coffee.
It was pretty cool. It was like a little place near there, and she's a really cool chick, you know? She's really real. She's not into, like, materialistic stuff, which kind of, like, interests me. Like, she's not into, like, clothes or, like, you know, labels or, you know.
How do
So
you,
you met her at a farmer's market, and she's not into anything materialistic. You met a hippie.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I guess,
That's
you know.
cool.
She's just different from other girls, I guess, you know?
And so, I mean, coffee went well then? How long did you guys stay?
Oh, we probably hung out for, like, a good 20 minutes or so, just, like, talking about life. And the only thing was, like, afterwards, I kind of asked her out, and I said, hey, can we, like, maybe actually go on a date or something? And she said, yeah, why not? Maybe. And she smiled, and then I just took her number.
Maybe is not necessarily the best thing to
Why
hear.
not, maybe?
She smiled. She smiled.
Okay.
That's just like a good signal of like positivity.
I mean,
So how'd
it
your
could be.
interaction go after that then, after the coffee?
So we've been texting back and forth, but then she stopped, and I'm just wondering, well, is she busy or is she not feeling me, you know?
What's the last thing you said to her?
I don't know, I'm kind of awkward with text. So I think I was just saying like, hey, so still drinking beet juice? Because I brought like beet juice. And I was just saying like, hey, I'm still drinking it. I don't know, I'm awkward. I'm so...
That actually sounds kind of funny. I mean,
Did she respond to the beet juice comment at all, or was that the last you heard from her?
Yeah, that was the last.
are you trying too hard to like be into what she's into?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I was trying to connect with her just to show that I was into her stuff that she was into, but I don't know. I hope she doesn't think I was mocking her, you know? I hope she doesn't, like, think I'm an idiot.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Cool.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Let me think of the best way I can recap today's second date update. Oh, like this. He's a reckless drunk who just wanted some antioxidants to cure his hangover. She's a free spirit who was just out to get some fresh cut flowers and some artisan bread. That was until the day they met at the farmer's market and their lives were flipped upside down. Ryan Reynolds stars as Paul from today's second date update. And Kate Beckinsale stars as the girl he's about to call in this new smash hit, Free Range Love. Coming to theaters this summer, Love comes GMO free.
Oh man.
Hey, Paul, does that pretty much recap your date there?
Nailed it right in the head.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is a
Buy my
healthy
ticket.
dose of love.
Yes, it is. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Paul is on the phone. We're about to call a girl named Lisa on his behalf. They met at a farmer's market, ended up going from the farmer's market to get some coffee, had a really good time, but she hasn't really agreed to go out with him on a second date. She did say she would think about going out with him, so there was never like a solid, yes, we're going out. So we're about to get her on the phone and find out why she doesn't want to go out with him. Anything else you want to add before we call her, Paul?
She's just a different type of woman that I've dealt with before, you know, so I just want to see how it goes.
All right, cool. Well, dial the phone number right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date update. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Lisa, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Fine. Do I know you?
I don't think we've ever met before, no. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. Who else is on the line?
Oh, that's the entire show. So it's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm Jubal. That's Brooke. That's Jose. How are you this morning?
Confused. That's how I'm doing.
I'm calling you because we recently got an email from one of our listeners asking if we could get a hold of you.
Okay.
It's a segment that we do on our show called the Second Date Update. Paul emailed us and asked us if we could find out if you didn't like him for a certain reason.
Okay.
So, can we steal a few minutes of your time to talk about your date with Paul?
I don't really want to do this, to be honest.
Okay. He just really liked you, and he's just wondering if he did something wrong or why you're not into him. Because he told us that
he definitely didn't do anything wrong. That's all I'll say. He didn't do anything wrong. at all.
Any advice that maybe you could give us for him as he goes forward, like dating in the future? Things that he should maybe watch out for?
No, I mean, it's not like that.
Was he trying too hard? I thought maybe he was like trying to be interested in what you're interested in, and it came off as fake.
No, I mean, I didn't feel like that. It's just like I know that if I say what kind of went on with me, it's just going to be judged, and I don't really want to be judged. So
I promise you we will not judge you. We do these things all the time. I promise you, nobody will judge you. Unless it's something really, 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 really weird.
Like if you killed a person? Because
Yeah, I might judge you if you murder. If you were a murderer, I might judge you. So did you like him at all? At least?
I really did. There was definitely a really immediate attraction, and and I felt a really strong connection.
Okay, so why are you giving him the cold shoulder?
Well, when we were at coffee, I got a premonition.
Whoa.
Premonition, like a vision of something?
Yeah, premonition's the best word I can think of to describe it. A really strong feeling.
Okay.
Was it brought on by something he said or something that he did?
No, it just occurred, and I needed to take some time to figure out what it was about. It wasn't so much a premonition about him. Just there was something strong there that I needed to sort out. So I went to a spiritual guide that I see.
This premonition or feeling that you had when you were out with him, it was powerful enough that you wanted to talk to your spiritual person about it?
Yeah, very much so.
Does that mean like you liked him a lot?
I mean, I liked him a lot, definitely. And then I got this feeling, like I said at coffee, and it was strong, and so I had to go investigate it.
Okay, so what did your spiritual advisor say? Do you mind telling us that?
Yeah, but you just gotta be like, I understand that what I believe is not what everyone believes, and I get that. But just please be respectful.
For sure.
That's all I'll ask.
Okay.
So my spiritual advisor connected that the reason why we had such a strong connection is because we were actually related in a past life. In the 1500s, he was my father.
What? In the 1500s, he was your father?
Yeah. I mean, that's why it was like, I felt like I knew him. I felt like I knew things about him. And it felt like more of a recognition than a meeting.
No way.
Okay. That's interesting.
What was
So you felt that connected to him. I mean, obviously, if he used to be your dad,
Yeah,
you
I
would
felt
feel...
like I knew him already.
I don't know much about what you believe in and that kind of stuff, so you can help enlighten me right now. So you felt like you were out having coffee with your dad?
Yes, I understand he's in a different physical body now, as am I. But if you believe in reincarnation and you believe that when we die, we are reincarnated in another body, that nothing is created or destroyed, right?
Okay.
Things come back in different forms.
So you're
I believe that. So it was not like that's literally my dad, but that was my dad's spirit.
Okay, and you don't want to date your dad, I'm
No.
assuming.
But it's your dad from the 1500s. I mean, that's pretty far removed. I don't know.
Once your dad, always your dad.
But your dad...
What I believe is what I believe, and I understand that that's not what everyone shares.
So
Right.
how did you feel when you found out he was your dad from the 1500s?
I mean, I felt like it made sense why I felt like I knew him so well already. I mean, obviously it was kind of a bummer because I did like him.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would add something to it. I'd be like, sweet, I get to kind of sleep with my parents, sort of.
Gross.
But I'm a little different, too,
A lot.
Lisa.
God.
I won't judge you either.
I'm getting a premonition right now, actually.
Are you?
Yeah. The premonition is that he's on the other line listening to this conversation.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. Paul, are you there?
Yeah.
Say hi to your daughter.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, huh? What just happened?
Hi. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I think that's, you understand why I didn't call you back.
I mean, are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, is this? I'm just wondering. Is this just you don't want to talk to me anymore? You want to I feel like this might be like you saying friend zone, but in an overcomplicated way. Is that it? Or you could just say,
I'm not trying to get out of it. I do like you, so I'm not trying to evade relationship. I'm definitely not comfortable dating for obvious reasons. Someone who used to be my dad.
What? I mean, this is a joke, right?
Why else do you think we felt such a strong connection at first?
I don't know, because you're pretty and I'm cute.
Lisa, is there any chance that your spiritual guide could be wrong and that maybe you had a connection because he's actually your past husband from the 1500s?
No, I mean, she's never steered me wrong in the past. I trust her completely. So, no.
But I'm not your dad. I mean, even if you believe
You're not
that,
my dad now.
Yeah. But I'm not your dad. Well, I mean, all right, so this is hard. This is like a hard math problem that I have to wrap my head around. All right, so I'm not your dad now, so what's the problem?
I think what he's saying, Lisa, is would you like to go out on a second date with Paul? We will pay for a second date. He was your dad a long time ago. I don't think it should really matter now.
Hundreds of years.
Unfortunately, it matters to me a lot. So,
Wow.
if you would like to have a relationship, and a friendship where we can connect up our past, that would be awesome. But no, for dating.
Wow.
I still don't understand. Like, why we had a connection. I mean,
we did. But it was because you were my dad.
I don't understand how that could stop this from what we had. Is there any loophole?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, maybe you could ground her and force her to go out with you. I mean, you are the father figure here.
So gross.
Yeah, Brooke.
Well, sorry, Paul. No second date. And Lisa, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you being open and honest with us.
Yes.
I know it had to be hard because you thought we were going to judge you and make fun of you.
I did.
All right.
Yeah, so appreciate it.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Wow, that was really hard not to judge her.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The dude that's on the phone for a second date update today sent us an email saying he's shocked because his signature move didn't work.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And I'm guessing his signature move is like most guys' signature moves.
What's that?
Swallowing an entire corn on the cob without chewing and making eye contact the whole time at dinner. That always gets it done for me. Jeremy, is that your signature
Wow.
move?
That is not my signature move.
Oh, we should try it sometime. The ladies love it.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Did not know it was possible to fit a whole ear of corn in your mouth.
Well, Jeremy, you and I never have had dinner. That's why.
I think it's more concerning about what happens after you do that, but that's just me.
Well, I guess you can get to the signature move in a second. First, tell us about the girl you want to call.
All right, her name is Jess, and I met her online. First thing that struck me were her nice eyes and wide mouth.
A wide mouth?
What? A wide mouth?
I mean, does that mean big smile, or she can do that corn trick herself?
No, not big, just wide.
Okay. So you like a wide smile. Like Julia Roberts is probably your number one.
Yes, she's perfect. Like the regular human has maybe 32 teeth, assuming they're all there.
Yeah.
And I like to see every single one of those pearly whites.
Okay.
But
Hey, everybody has their thing. I like girls with bigger noses. You know what I mean? So, okay. So you like a wide smile. So tell us about this wide mouth lady. What'd you like about her so much?
Well, she just seemed to have a great personality from the times that we were texting back and forth. And so we made a date. I told her, let's do like a lunch thing, because I kind of have a plan, a method that I use.
Mm-hmm.
Go to lunch, kind of do an activity. Like we decided to go down to the museum.
I mean, it's interesting that you choose a day date, because usually if you're really into somebody, you want to do a nighttime date so that things can lead to other things.
Well, I think I get more time with her, not just straight to that.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I guess if things are going good, day turns into night, and then night turns into going to bed at probably 10 p.m.
Okay. Very reasonable,
Or
Jubal.
other
Yeah.
things. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with your evening, I guess.
So how was it at the museum?
The museum was fun. We had a quick lunch. We didn't really get too full because, if you eat too much, you kind of get bogged down. Oh, my God, I'm sleepy, stuff like that. So I want to avoid all that. So I told her, let's just have lunch. Let's go walk around the museum, and then we'll go get some dessert afterward.
All right.
And who doesn't look forward to dessert?
That's true.
So, it's going to make the museum better because guess what we're going to have afterward?
Uh-oh.
We're going to have some dessert.
All
Hey,
right.
there it is.
All right.
What-
Now you're talking my language. I see where you're going.
What dessert did you go get?
We went and got some ice cream. And usually that's the point where I can drop my line. So this is the move that works. So
Oh, no, it's a line.
Ooh, it's a line.
Oh, I'm already hesitant about this.
we get to dessert, and she's telling me something about something. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Good start.
But basically, I have to cut her off. I say, hey, sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to you right now. I was just wondering what it would be like to kiss you.
Oh,
Usually that
smooth.
works.
Yeah, it's actually pretty
Really?
sweet. That's a
That's
cute
it?
line.
Wow, so simple.
Yeah.
Girl says, okay, here, let's find out. Something to that effect. And then boom, I kiss her. But all she said was, really? Like, she was confused. I didn't understand why she didn't get it. But so then I was like, game, set, match. We are done. Ready to go. And she was like, no, maybe later.
No, man.
She said no, maybe later.
Yikes.
And did you
Oh, my God.
did you actually say game set match to her, or was that in your mind?
I might have said it out loud.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Did it?
Now.
I mean, it could be cute if it came across sincere and that
Yeah.
it was honest, but it sounds like kind of cheesy the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was cheesy. I thought it was just another, notch in my belt. Like,
Oh,
boom, drop
wow.
the
Yeah.
line, got it done.
And maybe if you would have approached it differently after when she said maybe later you can get a kiss, you're like, okay, instead of being like, oh yeah, no, you lost today. I win. I win the competition. Give me those lips.
I knew she wanted it. That was the whole point.
Okay.
But you didn't know because she told you that she didn't want it.
She wanted it later. I mean, like I said, everyone looks forward to dessert.
Okay, so later, did you get the kiss?
Well, she had some errands to run. So
Oh, man.
She didn't want it, buddy.
Yes.
after the ice cream was over, she said that she had to go run some errands. I offered to help her, and she said that it was some personal stuff. And I was like, well, hey, I can help you with that.
Oh.
She didn't go for it, but I will talk to her later.
All
Man,
right.
you're offering her a lot of things that she's turning down.
No, I mean, I know she was probably just playing hard to get. Like, she really wanted it. Like, she was into it.
Oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so into it that she hasn't called you back.
Just hard to get. It's just a game.
Okay, so you think she's just playing hard to get. Well, how long has she been playing hard to get?
About a week.
Whoa.
Okay.
She is very good at hard to get.
Yeah, she is. So hard that you'll never get her.
You know what? I have hope that she is playing hard to get, but I might need a little bit of assistance, and that's why I'm calling you guys to help me out.
Okay. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call her and get your second date update, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, Jeremy is on the phone, and Jeremy thinks that the girl he wants to call is just playing hard to get.
Yeah.
She's doing a really good job, too. They went out on a first date, and he did his signature move where at some point the girl's talking, and he stops her and goes, I'm not even listening to what you said. I'm just wondering if it'd be like to kiss you. And he says, normally, he gets a kiss. But in this instance, she said, well, maybe later. After the date, she hasn't talked to him. He's texted her about 6 times, so she's playing more than hard to get. She's almost playing impossible to get. She's almost playing, if you text me one more time, I've got to get a restraining order to get.
That's a whole new
And
game.
that is very skilled. So we're going to call her in just a second and see if we can get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling him back. Jeremy, you ready to go?
Yeah, I am. She's a special one.
Is she, though? Or are you just wanting to call her back because she didn't fall for your line? Because, like, at one point you referred to her as, like, a notch on the belt, but then you said she had a great personality. So I'm confused.
To be honest, when I was telling you guys the story, I was kind of like, trying to be a tough guy. Oh, yeah, it's not important. But when a girl like that won't, respond to me, someone that I think I have a connection with, it really does affect me. I do have feelings, and
Okay.
I just need some assistance there to get the second shot.
That was
All right,
really
okay.
nice.
Well, like you said to her after she wouldn't kiss you when you gave her your line, game, set, match. I think she's won the battle now, if you're feeling like that.
She may have won the battle, but she didn't win the war.
Oh.
So let's get her on the phone.
All right, let's go to war. Here we go.
All right.
Let me dial her number.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Jess?
Yeah, this is Jeff.
Hey, Jess, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Wait, hold on. So this is a radio show?
Yes, it's called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Why are you calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because we actually got an email from one of our listeners, and he asked us to get you on the phone.
Who?
Well, his name is Jeremy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, do you remember going on a date with Jeremy?
This is really strange. There are like multiple people on this call.
Yeah,
Yes,
hi.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
We're here too.
Yeah, it's me, Brooke,
Okay.
and Jose.
Okay. So what is it that you guys want to know?
Well, Jeremy emailed us and said that you guys went on a date, and he thought you had a really good time. He thought both of you guys connected, but now you're not calling him back, and he was wondering if we could get you on the phone and find out what happened. He also thinks you're playing hard to get, if that helps.
He thinks I'm playing hard to get.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
told him that was a really stupid idea.
Oh, God. This was by far not the best date I've been on.
Yeah. I could see where he could come off kind of as a D-bag, maybe.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No hesitation at all there.
I don't think that he means it, though. He seems like he has a nice heart. It just maybe, I don't know.
I hope he doesn't mean it, but he just really rubbed me the wrong way.
What did he do to rub you wrong? Whoa.
Whoa!
You know what I mean.
That is a different question than I was expecting.
Yeah, that would have been a good date. My apologies.
Or what did he do to rub you right?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. What did he do that did not sit right with you? How about that?
I mean, there's like a laundry list to this. So the waitress, she was really nice to us. She came up, she took our order.
Mm-hmm.
He asked her, so if the girl gets a cheese and tomato sandwich without the tomatoes, is it the same price? And I was like, are you for real?
So,
Wait.
so you ordered a sandwich with tomato on it, but you didn't want tomato, and he was like, I should get a discount for that?
Yeah, apparently he thought that he needed to save some money on my tomato slices.
What? Come on, what do you say, 5
Okay.
cents?
Hold on, though. Maybe it was just the principle, because he does bring up a good point that if you're not going to include ingredients that were listed on the price, right, included, then maybe you should get a little bit of a deal.
So you're as cheap as he is, because
Okay.
nobody does that on a first date. Nobody talks about tomato slices and how much they cost.
Well, except for somebody who's financially responsible,
Yeah.
which should show you a person who's ready to make a long-term commitment and take care of you guys in the future.
But it was more than that, you guys. It got worse when we went to the museum.
What do you?
Whoa.
He asked for a refund because you didn't like some of the paintings or something?
It was actually worse than that. It was so much worse
Really?
than that.
Whoa.
We got to the ticket window,
Uh-huh.
and we're about to order 2 passes to go in, and he's like, oh, wow. I'm like, oh, you okay? What's wrong? And he's like, ooh, this is really expensive. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, it's really expensive, but you know what? I don't want to pay for both. And I'm just like, okay. And he's like, but why don't I buy you a ticket? Because I'm a gentleman, and I'll just wait outside for you to go in and enjoy the museum by yourself.
Shut up.
What a gentleman.
No way.
Did you take him up on the offer? What was your response?
I was like, no, really, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We can just rain check this. And he's like, no, I insist you go enjoy yourself at the museum on me.
And so did you go in and he just waited around?
I just went in and I walked around for like 20, 30 minutes, and I just prayed to the museum gods, like, I hope this guy is gone when I leave. And
But don't you think that that's kind of, I mean, it's sweet and sad at the same time. At least he wanted you to have a good time.
that is if he didn't ask for how much my tomato slices were earlier. This guy, he is just trying to save every penny. And I came out, and he was still there in the same spot.
Oh.
And I came outside, and I was like, hi, thank you so much. I had a great time. I actually have to dash, though.
Oh.
And he's like, no. Let's just go grab some ice cream real quick. And I'm like, okay. So I went to go get ice cream with him.
I'm assuming you guys only had free samples. Like you didn't actually buy ice cream.
Hey, no, the ice cream was full price.
Glad to see you chimed in now.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, that's Jeremy. He's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, my God.
Jess, I didn't really appreciate what you were implying about me. I thought I
Implying.
did a good date. You know, I let you go to the museum, check things out. I bought you ice cream afterward. And the tomatoes, I mean, come on. If you're going to order a cheese and tomato sandwich and you take out 50% of the ingredients, then the price should go down.
Okay, I'm just going to break this down for you, Jeremy. You are a cheapskate. Okay.
Jeremy, the thing that I don't understand, though, is if you don't have the funds to go to the museum on a date, why did you go to begin with?
I have the money. It's not about not having the money. Like, you guys are making me seem like I'm some cheap guy that doesn't want to pay for things. But the truth is, the businesses out there are always trying to nickel and dime you. Like, they're just getting whatever money they can get out of you. And I'm not falling for that. I'm a smart guy, and I always make sure that I get a bargain.
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay.
sending your date to the museum alone is not a bargain.
I had gone to the museum beforehand, and I've seen everything. They don't change anything.
Yeah. So why do you need
I
to see
knew
it
she
again?
would like it because she said she liked art.
It makes sense.
I do like art, but it's usually go to the museum with somebody to enjoy it with them together. You know, like a date is a date with two people. If I want to take myself out, I would have.
But like I said, I had already been there. I saw everything, so I thought we could talk about it afterward.
It's about having an experience with me. And you ditched me at a museum by myself and decided to bow out. And basically half the date was by myself.
Okay, well, I disagree with you on all of that. You can't argue the fact that I paid full price for that ice cream.
Very good point.
Good point. Hey,
All right,
that is
well-
a knight in shining armor.
Jess, now that you've heard all of that, would you like to go out on a second date with Jeremy? We will pay for it. So you don't have to worry about Jeremy paying for it.
Hey, guys, I just want to ask a question though. If you're gonna give me like a gift card for this date, I don't have to use it all at one place, right?
You can do whatever you want to do with
Jeremy,
it.
stop.
We'll figure it out. If Jess, first you have to have Jess agree to go out with you again, and then you can handle the gift card situation.
I think I'm going to pass on this. I think he should be taking himself out.
Okay.
Jeremy, are you okay with taking yourself out from now on?
I mean, I wish Jess would join me, but I mean, I'll still take the gift cards if you guys have them.
That's not how it works, Jeremy.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, if my boyfriend had been like the dude in the second date update, our first date would have been me bowling by myself because he's gone bowling before. So why not just go bowl by yourself a little bit and we can talk about your experience. If you missed today's second date update, this dude Jeremy wanted to call Jess. They went out. He thought they had a wonderful time, but it turns out she wasn't calling him back because Jeremy is cheap. Very cheap.
I feel like I'm cheap. He is beyond cheap.
Yeah. And there's a difference between being broke and can't afford things and just plain old cheap.
Definitely.
What he did is he went to the museum. He wanted to go to the museum. She was like, oh, great. And he was like, yeah, I've been here before, so I just got you a ticket. You can go in and look around and then come back out.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it and if you like the museum or not. So the whole date was like that. She even ordered a sandwich at the restaurant, and she wanted to change the sandwich a little bit, so he asked the server, hey, no tomato on this. Like, I don't have to pay for the tomato, do I?
Yeah.
Which I will say, besides being him cheap, he does bring up a valid question.
He really does.
If you ask for a menu item without some of the ingredients, you should get some sort of money off.
Yeah, they charge like $1.50 for bacon. And if you get somebody that has
Right.
bacon already on it, and you're like, I don't want bacon, they should take off $1.50.
Exactly. I mean, talk about avocado,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of people are calling Jeremy a douchebag, but now I think Jeremy's onto something.
Yeah.
And I think that he's a smart man and he should get a date.
He's
But
going
he,
to retire young, and
Yeah.
he'll be the last one laughing.
he did not get a date in this instance. So remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We've been doing these second date updates for a long time now, and we've heard of some pretty strange first dates. But I think that today's will probably take the cake.
Really?
On the weirdest place you could ever take a first date to.
Oh, man.
Chris is on the phone to do a second date update today. Chris, why don't you tell everybody where your first date was?
Well, I guess now in retrospect, this probably wasn't such a good idea, but I thought it was a good idea at the time, but I actually took her to a funeral.
What did you
Took
do?
her to a funeral on a first date. Chris, I read your email, and you said you took her to a funeral. How does that even happen?
What the hell?
Man, okay, I know how it sounds, but the whole thing was that I could not get a schedule worked out with her.
No, that doesn't matter. I mean, is this funeral for someone you know? Or is this you're just funeral hopping?
No. It was actually my best friend's grandmother.
Okay. So you were having trouble scheduling a day. Why not go, let's try a day next month when I don't have a funeral to go to?
I know. I'm an idiot. I tried. I was trying to figure out what to do, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to actually spend time with her because we hadn't actually met yet. So I just asked her to come with me.
Wait, did you? I mean, you prefaced it as I would like to take you to my best friend's grandma's funeral.
Well, it wasn't really like that. I said that I had an obligation.
So you surprised her with the funeral part?
Yes, I did. Oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I was just really busy, going to a meeting. I just said, hey, look, I'll pick you up. But I totally forgot that I didn't actually tell her.
So did you remember at all once you picked her up, oh crap, we're going to a funeral and I didn't tell her that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, as I'm walking up to her door, I realized that I didn't put it in the text message at all.
God.
Oh my gosh,
This is awesome.
do you feel like a bad person?
Well, I'm thinking it was actually going to be respectful, so that because I felt that we had a great connection. I thought it would be a good opportunity for her to actually meet my best friend and my family.
Wow,
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for whoever you're dating to meet people is at a funeral.
Okay, you've got to walk me through this. Did you tell her in the car as you're driving there, or did you just pull up, she walked in, and put it all together?
Honestly, literally when we pulled up, because I couldn't say anything. I just pretended like I had already told her, and she's in the car, and I'm trying to figure out how I was going to actually tell her what we were doing, and I didn't say anything. I just kept driving.
This might be the worst date I've ever heard of, and we hear a lot of really bad date stories.
What did she do? What did she say?
Well, she looked at me, and honestly, she didn't have any words. She thought that we made a wrong turn.
Of course.
And is that when you said, oh, by the way, our date is going to start with a funeral today?
Honestly, I didn't say a thing. I couldn't even look her in the eye. I just looked down, and I was just you know what? We have to go in and kind of just do this.
Oh my!
I'm surprised that she didn't just excuse herself to go to the bathroom and then bail on your date altogether.
What is she going to do? Call an Uber to a funeral home?
Yeah, they'll go anywhere. Why not?
Was she wearing black?
Right. Well, I mean, that's not.
No, she was not wearing black. I was.
God.
What was she wearing? How do you even you dress cute for a date? You're excited about your lip gloss and your new hairdo that you got done.
I mean, for the most part, she actually didn't look out of place. I mean,
Okay.
her skirt was probably a little bit too high for
Oh my God.
Jeez. All right. So how did everything end then? I'm assuming she just said, take me home after the funeral.
Well, no, actually, we went to breakfast.
What?
You didn't go to the wake though, right? You went to breakfast on your own.
No. I was like, look, let's just get out of here. Thank you. And then we had actually a really great breakfast.
Wow.
So did breakfast actually redeem the fact that you took her to a funeral on your first date?
It was definitely tough. I mean, it was definitely tough. It was my friend's grandmother. I grew up with her. I mean, so it was actually a very personal and emotional experience. But, I feel like we had a good hangout at the breakfast.
Delusional?
So
How could you possibly think that?
how did everything end with her then when you were done with your date? Did you guys kiss? Did it seem like there was any interest on her part? Because it's hard for me to believe that there would be.
I mean, we hugged. We had a really nice long hug. when I dropped her off.
I am so glad you guys didn't make out after a funeral. That is just so dark to me. I can't.
Well, that would have been a little inappropriate, probably.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since your date?
Well, I emailed her once, and then I texted her twice, and I haven't gotten a response from anything.
Have you apologized for the situation that you put her in?
Well, I mean, not right away because I wasn't sure, actually, because her schedule's really busy. So I didn't know if she just didn't have time to get back to me. But the last message I actually texted her, I just kind of asked her, was it the funeral?
Well, we're going to play a song, come back, and get your second date update. And I don't know if you'll get a second date out of it, but I can tell you this. You've officially won the title of the worst dater ever.
Yeah, it was the funeral.
All right? So play a song, we'll come back and get your second date update next.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Chris is on the phone with us, and today he wants us to call a girl named Liz. Shocking as to why she's not calling him back, he took her to a funeral on their first date. And if that's not bad enough, it gets even better. He didn't even tell her he was taking her to a funeral. He said he was busy, and he forgot to give her the details of the first date. They just showed up at the funeral home, and bam, all of a sudden, she's at somebody's funeral that she's never met. Apparently, it was his best friend's grandmother's funeral. And they hung out there and then went out to eat after. He said everything seemed fine after the funeral and while they were eating breakfast or brunch or whatever you do after funerals, I don't know. And she hasn't called him ever since. So we're about to get her on the phone and find out what could have possibly gone wrong on a first date to a funeral. Chris?
Yes.
Are you ready to make your phone call, sir?
I'm ready. You make it sound so much worse than it is.
It's not. That is exactly how bad it is,
Yeah.
Chris. I don't think... Do you not pick up on, normal social behavior?
I mean, like I said, it wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to not tell her.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I got busy at work, and I didn't tell her all the details, and I kind of screwed myself.
All right, well, let's see if we can help save face in a second date
Thank
update
you.
right now. All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Here we go. I'm going to dial their phone number.
Hello?
Hi, is Liz there?
Yeah, this is her.
Hey, Liz, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show that you hopefully have heard of.
I'm sorry, I don't listen to the radio.
Oh, okay. Well, we're sort of like a podcast, except on the radio. I'm calling you today, though, because one of our listeners actually sent us an email asking if we could get a hold of you.
What? Somebody sent you an email about who?
Yeah, it's a guy named Chris that you recently went out on a date with.
No.
Yeah.
I don't blame
So
you.
we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them after, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask why. Chris told us about your date. It sounds like you two shared a very special moment.
Oh, my gosh.
So you know what happened?
Yeah, we do. We talked to Chris, actually. He's feeling kind of embarrassed that he took you to a funeral on your first date. And that's why he asked us to get you on the phone.
I mean, he probably should feel embarrassed.
Is that the first funeral date you've ever been on?
Of course
That's not the question I was thinking, but okay.
I've been to funerals, not on a date, though.
What was going through your mind when he picked you up and took you to a funeral?
First of all, I was really confused. I didn't know we were actually going to a funeral until we pulled up to the funeral.
Did your heart sink? I would feel horrible.
No, I thought it was a joke. I thought he was pranking me. I was like, okay, is this legit? So we got out of the car and we're walking in, and I was like, oh my God, we're really doing this.
So is it the funeral? Is that why you're not calling him back? I mean, I don't know another reason why you wouldn't call a guy back if he took you to a
Do you
funeral.
need another reason?
I actually felt really bad for him at the start of the funeral. He looked like he was really sad, and he knew the lady, and...
Do you think that he, took you just because maybe he needed some emotional support or something?
Maybe, but don't you, like, call your best friend for emotional support?
Well, apparently it was his best friend's funeral, or his best friend's grandma's funeral, so he was already there.
Here's the deal, though. I never met his best friend.
Oh, you didn't?
No, like, we were there, and I never met his best friend.
Well, I mean, I could see, like, his best friend was probably busy. If his grandmother just died, maybe he was, with his other family and things.
Right. No, like, I get that. I mean, you gotta feel bad for the guy, but there were other weird people and things there. Like, it didn't seem right.
What do you mean?
Like you said, okay, I felt bad for the guy, right? But I feel like maybe he was setting me up to feel bad for him.
Setting you up? How?
I don't know. Like, I met people there, and they didn't seem like they really knew who he was.
What? That's weird.
What do you mean? He was just walking up to people, introducing himself. They're like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, here's this, my best friend's uncle." And I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I feel like the uncle guy didn't know who he was.
He said you guys actually went out after the funeral. Did you just want to leave? I would have just left.
Breakfast was fine, but here's the weird thing. He kept pushing me to go back to his place, and he was like, "I'd really love it if you were there. Like, I really just need comfort right now."
Oh,
and
no.
I was like,
Oh, man.
Nice.
So
He was trying to use the emotional state he was in after the funeral as a way to get you back to his house.
I feel like that's what was happening. I feel like he was being sleazy about it and just trying to get me to go back to his place for comfort.
That is disgusting. What did you say to him?
I didn't go.
Yeah. Good choice.
But taking a day and thinking about it, I'm just thinking, what if it was a scam? Like, what if this guy does this to other girls? And it's this is his thing.
Yeah, that's actually a genius move. I'll have to write that down and put that in my
gross.
notes. I do know a way that we can find out, Liz.
How?
Well, he's actually on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Chris.
Oh my God, Liz, I cannot believe that you would think I was scamming you.
How? Are you seriously on the phone right now?
Yes, he is.
Listening to everything that I said?
Yes, I did. And I cannot believe you would say that.
But, like, who takes a girl to a funeral on the first date?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do it. Okay? I mean,
If you didn't need to do it, then we could have rescheduled.
Yeah, I mean, like I told these guys, I mean, I was so busy, and I just wanted to spend time with you. And I'm so sorry that I forgot to tell you that that's where we were going. I mean, I cannot apologize anymore. I feel horrible about it.
Thanks,
But I feel worse that you would think that I did that on purpose.
What am I supposed to think? We met your friend's uncle, and he didn't even know you?
Oh, man, he's a total drunk, and I haven't seen him in years.
Oh my gosh. I'm kind of starting to believe Liz's story.
I don't know what to believe.
Did you?
What do you mean? No.
She said that you used it as a way to get her back to your house, man.
Oh my God, no, she never came back to my place.
Well, yeah, because you were pressuring me the entire time at breakfast.
No, I thought you were trying to, give me a sign for, emotional support.
Oh, that sounds like such a load of crap, Chris. It really does.
No, but for real, because that's why I wanted you to call her, because I really felt that we actually had a connection.
No, Chris, this is your little window of honesty. You can take it. Did you actually know that grandma?
Absolutely. Oh, my God, yes.
How am I supposed to know that? Like, how am I even supposed to know if you know her? Like, how many people have you done this to? Or if it's a real thing? I met you online. Like, how am I supposed to believe you?
Oh, my God, Liz, come on now. I thought that you had a caring heart, and I thought that what we were saying was real.
I do have a caring
and
heart,
I'm offended that you would think that I would do this on purpose. And that this is fake? Are you kidding? I can show you pictures of me and his grandmother, okay? I grew up eating Italian food from her.
I get it. I'm sorry that she passed away. I am, but still, it's not the thing to do.
Come on, Liz, you know me better than that.
No, I don't. I went on one date with you. I do not know you better than that.
Yeah, but we've been talking for over 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks, yeah. You should be able to trust anybody with anything after 2 weeks. Liz, would you like to go on a second date with Chris? We'll pay
No,
for
I
it.
would not.
Yeah, I think
What if he
that's
gives you
good-
proofs? What if he gives you picture proof that that's his friend's grandma?
I'm still not into it.
And even if he can't prove it was his grandma, he was still trying to bed a girl at the end of a funeral, which is just
No, that was not me. That
Low.
was her. I felt like she was trying to support.
Liz, what if he supplies a death certificate? Signed?
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
No? Still not going to do it?
Stick with your gut, Liz.
Okay.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says that guy might be the sleaziest dude you'd ever had on the show, which is really saying something. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm talking about today's second date update. This guy named Chris wanted us to call a girl named Liz who wasn't calling him back after their first date. Their first date was to a funeral. You heard me right.
Yeah.
He took her to a funeral. He said that he was just so busy with his work schedule. He invited her to go somewhere and then forgot to tell her that, oh, we have to stop at this funeral first. They went to the funeral. Of course, she was disturbed by that and didn't want to call him back. But even more disturbing, she thinks that he actually crashed somebody's funeral, claiming it was his best friend's grandma's funeral, in order to make her feel sorry for him so that she would sleep with him.
Oh my God.
Because they went out to breakfast after, and he kept inviting her back to his place.
I will say that is so much work to get someone to sleep with you.
It really is.
Like, man, just go to a bar on a Friday or Saturday night, and you know.
Yeah, and you can just cry about it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to take him to a funeral. You can do the whole pity thing. Just be like, oh man, my best friend's grandma just died. You don't have to actually show them proof of the funeral. Everybody texting in at 78592 doesn't believe him at all because he was like, no, it really was my best friend's grandmother's funeral.
I will say he was pretty good at the sham though, because I really even up until the last talking to him, I was like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's
I think he
telling
was
the
definitely
truth.
lying.
But I mean, it's so hard to call somebody out to be like, that wasn't your
On a
at
funeral.
a
Yeah.
funeral. It's like, that's probably why he does
That's probably why he does it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
nobody's going to sit there and be like, hey, what's
Dude,
up?
yeah.
I know you're lying. Because if you're not lying and they do that, they're the worst person in the world. Remember, if you want a second date update, just email the show. We'll call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The email we got in for today's second date update just said this in the subject line. It said, craziest night ever, with like 4 R's. So I know it had to have been crazy. And then I read the email and there was property damage involved. So I agree. Sounds like a pretty crazy night. I don't know if it's the craziest night ever, but let's find out. Natalie is on the phone. Natalie, what's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are y'all?
Oh my God, you've recovered from your craziest night ever, I take it?
Not totally. Like, I haven't fully recovered because the guy hasn't called me back.
Oh. Oh man.
And what's his name?
Paul?
Paul? All right. And how did Paul give you the craziest night ever?
So, my birthday, do it in style. We were just going around town having drinks and then go to our last place. And Paul is the bartender there. He is giving us free shots. Like, basically, he's partying with us, like, the rest of the night. And it's super fun. And he's, like, so cute. And, like, he's, like, the dreamiest bartender.
Oh my gosh. Okay, already you need to stop, okay? Paul is the dreamiest bartender to probably hordes of women. You realize that, right?
Yeah, but that night, he was all mine.
Okay.
So, how many free shots did you get?
I do not. I don't remember.
Okay.
That's a really good
Yeah.
night.
All right. So you clearly have a good memory of Paul the bartender.
Yeah, he had like these sleeves, like the arm sleeve tattoos. Oh, so yummy.
Oh my God, he has so many red flags for me right now. Like if you and I were best friends, I'd be like, leave it. Just let's move on. Like it was a good night, leave it as a good night.
Well, I'm glad we're not best friends then, Brooke, because we had a great time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, tell us about the rest of the night then. How did you, I'm assuming you finally talked to him and got his phone number and all that.
Well, yeah, we just stayed and hung out while the bar closed, and I asked him if he wanted to go home with me, and he was like, yeah. So we kicked it to my place. Problem was I could not find my keys. Didn't realize till later that I left them with my friend Tanner. But yeah, no keys to get into my apartment. And I was,
tipsy and ready, to like move on with the night. So I told Paul to kick in my door, and
whoa,
he did, and he saved it. He kicked in the door. He's a strong man.
He really wanted to make that night happen too.
Yeah,
that is desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, this session's happening.
What happened after he kicked in the door?
Yeah, so then, we're, just making out, on the couch. It was nothing I'm ashamed of. We were just, having fun and, getting to know each other and kissing, and then I was tired, so I just passed out.
Oh, no! Too many shots!
So wait, how in the middle of making out were you when you passed out?
I don't know. I just remember making out, and then I remember waking up.
And did you wake up and look and see your door was kicked in and wonder what happened, or did you remember some of that?
No, because I woke up to police waking me up.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, no kidding. I am surrounded by police, and I'm the only one there. I have no idea where Paul is. It's super scary. And then they put me in handcuffs.
What?
Why are we all shocked by this? A door got kicked in an apartment building. They walk in and there's a girl passed out on the couch.
But why is she arrested?
In your mind, Natalie, you're probably yeah, this party just got better. Hello, officers.
No, I needed some beauty rest. I was really shocked.
Oh my God, I would have been scared out of my mind. What happened when they put you in handcuffs?
Well, I did not understand why. Because, why would I be in handcuffs in my own place? Turns out that it was not my place. It was my neighbor's place. We have these identical buildings, and I totally screwed up.
You were hammered. Oh, no.
I knew how to get home. I just, miscalculated by a few doors.
So you kicked in the door to your neighbor's place and made out on their couch and fell asleep.
Yeah.
Epic night.
You were so drunk that you made out in someone else's apartment and didn't realize it was your own place?
Yeah, best night ever. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. All right. You know what? I was a little skeptical when I saw your email saying it was the best night, craziest night ever, but now I kind of agree with you. That is definitely a crazy night.
Yeah, it was totally crazy, but here's my problem. Paul wasn't there when I woke up, and I haven't been able to get in touch with him at all. I've texted, I've called. I have no idea, where he is, if he's okay. I don't know. I need help.
Again, shouldn't you just leave this to craziest night ever and not pursue Paul anymore?
No, because Paul, I feel like we had so much fun, the just not normal fun. He's super dreamy.
Yeah. Any guy that will do a little breaking and entering on your behalf is definitely someone who you want to keep around for sure.
I'm not even sure if Paul knows what happened. It was so crazy waking up to police, and he doesn't even know that. He would die over that story.
I will say, if I was Paul, I'd want to know that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call him and get your second date update, all right?
All right. Yeah.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Some ladies like a little TLC when it comes to relationships. But Natalie's on the phone, and Natalie's the type of woman that prefers a little B&E. That's breaking and entering. Natalie can't get enough because that's how she spent her first date with the guy she wants to call today. His name is Paul, and she met Paul while she was out partying for her birthday. He's a bartender, and they went back to her place after the clubs closed down. Only problem is, it wasn't her place, and she was so drunk she didn't know that. It was right next door, I guess. Looks similar. But she had him kick in the door, and then they made out on the couch, and she passed out. When she woke up, she was in handcuffs for breaking into her neighbor's house, and now she can't get him on the phone to find out why he won't call her back. All right, Natalie, you ready?
Yeah, I want to know.
You're both so cheerful after a recap like that. All right, cool. So
I'm excited.
you got arrested for breaking down your neighbor's door because you thought it was your house. No big deal.
I'm super excited about it.
Best night ever.
Exactly. Do you think that, outside of the whole cop situation and the door breaking down, do you think that you did something embarrassing while you were drunk?
I really don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty fun drunk.
Yeah.
And I still claim that I was tipsy, you know? Like, it was fun.
Okay.
I was tipsy.
You still claim that you were tipsy,
I was-
although you went to the wrong house, had him break down the door because you couldn't get in, and then didn't even remember when he left or going to bed or anything.
Okay, fine. I was extra tipsy. I was E.T.
Oh, you were hammered,
All right.
but whatever.
Okay, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone. Here we go.
Yay.
Hello?
Can I speak to Paul, please?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, what's up, Paul? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm assuming you probably don't know what Brooke and Jubal in the morning is because you're a bartender and you work late at night and we work early mornings.
Yeah. What are you?
Well, my name is Jubal and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's me, and then Brooke is also here,
Hey, Paul.
and Jose is here as well.
Hey, what up?
Okay.
Yes.
So, why are you calling me?
Well, because we actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Who would that be?
Well, it's a girl that you met while you were working at the bar. I guess you're a bartender?
Yeah, that narrows it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I meet a lot of women on the bar.
We heard
Yeah,
you were
I figured.
a dreamy bartender.
Well, I won't deny that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I figured you'd meet a lot of women, but this one I think you would remember because you kicked down a door for her.
Okay. That was Natalie.
Yes, it was.
All right.
It was Natalie, and she emailed us and told us about your crazy night. She also said that you haven't texted her or called her back since then, and she's wondering why.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had.
Okay, wait, I have to know. How long did you stay that night?
Hold on, how much do you guys know?
Well, we know that she was pretty hammered, and then you guys went back to her place, and she didn't have her keys, so she had you kick the door in, and then you made out on the couch before she fell asleep. That's all she told us.
Yep. Okay. Well, yeah, it was going great. Everything, the date was fine, and she was pretty drunk, but, I mean, we made out, and that was it, and she passed out on the couch, so I put a blanket over her, and I left the apartment, and then in the morning, which was like 2-3 hours later, I checked back in on her with some coffee and a bagel because I knew she'd be pretty hungover.
That's really nice of you.
Well, thank you. I guess I am a dreamboat.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe that may be the most shocking part of this whole thing to me.
Yeah.
So what'd you find?
I'm outside the place with the coffee, and there's a ton of cops, and I'm asking this girl next to me, like, what happened? And she says that apparently someone broke into one of the apartments the night before.
And you're like, oh, I think I know who that was.
And that was me. So as soon as I heard what happened, I'm knowing, like, okay, they're all looking for me, so I probably shouldn't speak up or say anything about this.
Yeah.
So I just hung out and drank that coffee outside. And,
Just to see what would happen next?
yeah, well, actually, I was chatting with the girl who told me the story, and she was actually pretty good looking, and we hit it off pretty nicely, and I haven't said anything about that night to anyone until right now.
Wait.
Oh.
You were hitting on the girl?
Well, she was kind of hitting on me a little more, but yeah, we chatted outside for a bit, and we're still hanging out. We're still seeing each other.
And she doesn't know the story?
That's awesome. Yeah, does she have any idea? And so you've never told her that you were the one that kicked in that door?
No, I was just a passerby on the street.
Just checking it out.
Yeah.
Coffee and bagel in hand.
And now you're dating someone that lives in the same building as Natalie.
Yeah, pretty crazy, right?
Oh my God, it got crazier.
Yeah. Man, Natalie, I don't think is going to take this well.
Well, I wasn't planning on telling her.
Yeah, but unfortunately you kind of did because Natalie's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Come on.
She is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe this.
Holy she's really there? Oh my God, I thought you were kidding.
No.
Nope. Sorry. I know you wish I was.
Well, we're talking to some other girl. Who is it? Because I know just about everybody in my complex. Who is it? And they are not cute. Who is it, Paul?
I'm not getting them in trouble too. Look, you don't need to freak out. We're not even dating. You're not my girlfriend.
No, I just wonder. You can't even call me back. What's the big deal? Send me a text.
You were so drunk, I didn't even know you'd remember me.
Okay, I was tipsy. And we had so much fun.
Hold on. No, you fell asleep while we were making out.
Yeah, because I felt really comfortable with you.
Oh,
that's what it was.
Oh, my God. That was the best line you maybe have said this whole time, Natalie.
You felt so comfortable that you fell asleep mid-kiss.
What's the big deal? It was my birthday. We spent my birthday together. That was special.
Oh.
It was so crazy. I literally was put in handcuffs. You would have died.
Well, actually, I did see you in those handcuffs when they were walking you out of the building. But I don't know. I was having a pretty good conversation.
Oh, that's cold. What does she have that I don't have? Really, put us head to head. What does she have that I don't? Exactly. Can't even think of it.
She hasn't fallen asleep while making out yet.
Oh my God, you were just as tipsy. We did shots together.
I will say, Paul, I mean, you must have liked her if you were going to bring her a bagel and coffee for recovery time.
We had fun. I'll admit that, yeah.
Are you exclusive with this new girl, or is it just still in the casual dating phase?
We're figuring it out.
Well, let's figure it out, too.
I like her.
I mean, isn't all this kind of weird for you, hearing that I talk with this other girl and everything? You really want to see me again?
Yeah, I do. I mean, whatever. Life is life. Things happen. But I think we had something. And I just want to have more fun with you.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's just hang out. No pressure. Yeah.
Look, I'd be down to hang out. I just don't think we should hang out around your apartment building.
Oh, my God. That is so sketchy, Paul.
Totally.
And then, Paul, would you like to go out on a second date with Natalie? We'll pay for it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
I told you.
I knew it. I knew it.
Red flags everywhere.
We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, great. I mean, I'm down. Again, though, not around your apartment.
Oh, my God.
Paul, is this because you broke down the door or because of the other girl?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, well, that's going to end badly. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Natalie wanted to call this dude Paul. He's a hot bartender. And they met up one night while he was working and then went back to her place and she was hammered and didn't have her keys, so he kicked in the door for her. She ended up falling asleep on the couch. The only problem is she was so drunk, she was at the wrong house. Yeah. And he kicked in the door and she fell asleep on somebody's couch. And then the cops came and it was a big ordeal. But we got him on the phone and asked him why he wasn't calling back, because he had left before the cops showed up and all that stuff. But he said he was coming back and then he saw the cops there. And he didn't go into the apartment area because he didn't want to get arrested for breaking and entering. And he ended up hanging out with somebody outside, one of her neighbors, and started talking to her, and he liked her a lot. But at the end of it, she's like, we can still link up because I guarantee you I'm better than my neighbor.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, cool, but can't be at your apartment building. She's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So.
She is
And
a wild card.
I like how her reaction was like, who is it? Everyone that I live next to is ugly.
Yeah.
Like, my God, woman.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Now ADT can help protect your family at home and on the go. Get started with ADT's best offer, an ADT starter kit and security camera installed free. A savings of $449. Plus, you'll get ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service for 24/7 emergency response. Go to ADT.com/podcast today to take advantage of ADT's best offer with 36-month monitoring contract, easy pay and QSP. Early termination and activation fees apply. Additional charge for ADT Go premium services after 3/31/18. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Offer ends April 1st.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We get a lot of really creative ideas for dates.
Yeah.
When we do these second date updates. And today we have another creative idea. It's from a dude named Spencer. He emailed the show for a second date update today, and I read his email, and his date was creative. He planned to bore his date to death.
What?
At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, okay.
Boredom, a boredom date. Who knows, People get bored enough, they might hook up with you just to do something.
Okay.
Just out
Last
of sheer
resort.
boredom.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Spencer, how are you?
I'm doing good, but I don't know if that's a fair assessment of the date.
Well, it never is when it comes from Jubal, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get another assessment from everybody else in a second. But first of all, what's the girl's name that you want to call today?
Her name's Mary.
Mary, okay. And why don't you tell everybody about your very boring date with Mary?
Well, my creative date with Mary
There you go, Spencer.
was, thank you. Yeah, it was something I thought it'd be different. I decided we'd go to a used bookstore, kind of pick out books for one another based on...
Oh my gosh, Jubal.
Sorry, Spencer.
People I know it's hard for
Me
you to
interrupt
believe, but some people actually like reading.
You should try it. You should try it.
I should try it, but I can't because I don't know how. Thanks for throwing that in my face, Spencer. Okay, so you went to a used bookstore.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell a lot about a person based on the kind of books they read. So I figured we could, pick out a book for one another.
No, but that can be a lot of pressure on a first date because you want to come off smart, right? So you don't want to go and pick out what you've actually been reading.
I mean, I just wanted it to be kind of something fun. I didn't necessarily think it had to be pick a book that's going to change my life or anything like that,
You took the pressure off. It was lighthearted.
Yeah.
And the idea was to pick out books for each other. So you gave her Getting Naked for Dummies, and she gave you what?
She actually gave me the Kama Sutra.
What? For real? That's the book she gave you?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
What'd you end up picking out?
I ended up picking out the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
It's all really about mindset, how you carry yourself and how your mindset can actually lead to success.
All right.
Okay, so a motivational book. That's cool.
Or a self-help book, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But still.
I mean, it's cool, or it could have been offensive, like, oh, do I look like I need help?
Yeah.
She didn't act that way. I mean, when she gave it, she's like, oh, cool, this is cool.
Yeah, and what'd she pick out for you?
She chose the first Twilight book in the series. Yeah, she said it was kind of like, for her, it was kind of a good escape book. She loved the fantasy and everything that was involved with it. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've read it, and I agree with her. It's just fun.
Yeah, and I was like, it's kind of a counterbalance to my choice. So I thought we'd be a really good match in that way,
So did you guys just sit there and read your books and then hug and go home? Like, was that...
No, there was a kiss, and then we left. No, I'm just kidding. We actually... I'm just kidding. We actually went, afterwards, we took our books, we went to a little, cafe, had some food. We kind of talked about our books and got to know each other a little bit more.
So it's like an impromptu book club with Spencer and Mary.
It was good conversation, I'll tell you that.
Well, and it's a pretty smart first date because it's an easy follow-up for a second date. Like, you have a reason to contact her other than just asking her out.
Well, that was the plan until what happened at the end of the date.
Uh-oh.
And what happened?
Well, everything was going great. Things were kind of winding down. Mary said she had to go. She said she had a great time. She gave me a hug and said, look forward to getting together again soon. And then she left, and then I kind of looked over where she was sitting. I realized she had left her book there. I was like, oh crap.
No.
That kind of defeats the whole follow-up thing. So I just grabbed her book, and I tried to run outside to see if I could catch her before, she had gone. But
Was it raining? Was it raining when that happened?
It wasn't raining at the time, no.
Wait, is that your...
Okay. Yeah, in my mind, I pictured you running out in the rain after her with her book and then standing there as the rain.
Screaming her name?
Yeah.
It's very romantic, both of you.
Wow, Jubal.
No, that's not what happened. She was gone. It was like the waiter thought I was trying to leave without paying the bill. So, they started getting all weird on me at the restaurant. I mean, I went back in and paid it, but it just like a big scene had been created at that point.
Yeah.
So it just got a little weird at the end of the date. And then, I tried to reach out to her via text, and I haven't heard anything back.
And have you texted her like, hey, I got your book?
Yeah. I was like, hey, I got your book. Love to come bring it to you. Nothing.
So, Spencer, why do you think she's not calling you back?
Honestly, the only thing I can think of is maybe the date was too creative, and she just maybe fell for me real quick and just she doesn't know how to handle it.
Really? That's
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah,
She could have fallen in love and just been, not comfortable with it.
God, between you and Spencer, you guys really have this romance novel thing handled. I mean, with these two storylines.
There's a lot of optimism.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm an optimistic person, and that's just why, kind of why I contacted you guys. I feel like, we get her on the phone, and I feel like the truth will really come out in that moment, that we can have another date.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then get chapter 2 of your second date update.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It was a dark and stormy night. And it was a dark and stormy night.
All right.
When it was a dark and I'm never gonna make it in this business.
You're not going to make it
I'm
past
sorry,
a couple
I-
words.
I'm having intro block. I can't think of how to intro this segment correctly. It's kind of like writer's block, and since we're talking about books, I guess it makes sense, Spencer. You've gotten in my head.
Well, it wasn't actually dark or stormy, but...
Well, okay, so now even the beginning of my intro is screwed up. The few words that I had right before I got intro block, Spencer.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Spencer's
right.
got date block. That's much worse than intro block.
Yeah.
There's another term for that.
No, okay.
If you're just tuning in, Spencer is on the phone for a second date update. He actually took a girl named Mary out. They went to a bookstore, and they both got books and recommended them to each other. Then they went to a cafe to eat and talk about those books. But at the end of the date, she took off from the restaurant and left her book behind, and Spencer hasn't heard a word from her. We're about to get her on the phone and find out what happened. Anything else you want to say before we do that, Spencer?
I mean, it's just, we had a really great time. She's awesome. I don't know what happened. We really kicked it off, and I really kind of want to find out what the deal is, why she hasn't responded.
And I feel like if she thinks that date that you took her on was boring, then good riddance. Because that's an awesome date, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for like a 90-year-old. They would love it.
No!
So-
No, it's... All right.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mary?
Speaking. May I ask who's calling?
Yes, you may. Thank you for asking, Mary. My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Are you guys doing a fundraising thing or something?
Well, I do have a
awesome.
GoFundMe that I'm going to ask you to donate to later, but it's some personal stuff. No, the reason I'm calling you is because we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update.
What does that entail exactly?
Well, that's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then you end up not calling them back after, they email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So we got an email the other day from a dude named Spencer.
Yeah, I remember Spencer. He contacted you guys?
Yeah, and he told us all about your date, how he took you to a used bookstore and you guys bought books for each other and then went to eat and talk about the books, and then you left and ran out of his life for good.
Okay. Seems a little dramatic the way you put it, but
Well,
yeah.
When someone realizes that the love of their life has
Oh
walked
my
out the door
gosh,
never to
Jubal.
come back, it could be a little dramatic, Mary.
That is not what he said, Mary, just for the record. That is Jubal's words, not Spencer's.
Okay, thank goodness. That's a little extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. He just
He
said
didn't
he
say
had
that.
a nice time.
Yeah, he told us about your date, said he enjoyed it, is wondering why you're not calling him back.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I don't really know what to say.
Okay, was it about the book, maybe? He said that he picked out a book for you called Think and Grow Rich.
No, I love the fact that he gave me that book. I mean, that's not the kind of thing I really read, like self-improvement kind of stuff.
Okay. He also said that you gave him the book Twilight. Did he like make fun of it or something?
What, are you saying he was making fun of it? Like, did he?
No.
I'm asking because I'm asking if maybe he made fun of the book that you chose.
Well,
You
not
chose
in front of
Twilight.
me, but if he said something to you, I mean.
No, he didn't say anything. He said it was a fun escapism book.
Okay.
But so, wait, if you liked the book thing, then why did you leave your book behind?
I mean, I forgot it. I didn't mean to leave it behind. I just forgot.
Okay, so that wasn't on purpose because.
No, not at all. I mean, I'd actually be interested in picking it up again because it looks kind of interesting to me.
Well, I know where you can get it. I think he still has it.
Well, it wasn't about the books.
Well, can you tell us what it is then? Because he's really curious.
Well, we're talking at the cafe, and it was great. I felt like we really got along, and we were just, like, really similar across the board, just, like, the same person in a lot of ways. And I was thinking that, and then the waitress came over, and she took our IDs for our drinks, and we have the exact same birthday.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Well, no, it's not. It's not awesome. It actually, like, that was it for me, and because that's not okay.
Why is that not okay?
What?
Well, lots of reasons. I mean, the main one is, like, it's not fair to either of us to have to share our birthdays. Like, can you imagine being in a couple with somebody who has the exact same birthday as you and you never get to fully actually celebrate your birthday?
Okay.
Wait, what?
I think it would be great because it means I wouldn't have to remember when their birthday was, but that's just me being lazy.
So
So you don't want to share your birthday so much so that you don't want to date him again?
I don't want to share my birthday. I don't want him to have to share his birthday. I mean, think about it. Like, we'd have to, like, which family are we spending this with? Like, it's one of the best days of our year, and it gets watered down. I mean, no.
But it sounds like you guys connected on so many levels that it seems really silly to, like, drop all of that just because of a birthday.
No, we connected on too many levels. I mean, think about it. We're the exact same astrological sign, too. Like, that's going to clash at some point. There's going to be no variety in the relationship. It's too much.
It is crazy that you guys have so many similarities, like same birthday, same kind of likes and dislikes. You're both on the phone right now. That's another weird one.
What?
Oh, yeah. Spencer's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Do not tell me that right now.
Yes, he is. So I have to tell you that right now. Spencer?
Hey, guys. How you doing, Mary?
I can't believe this. Hi, I guess.
Like, are you being serious about all this?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm serious. It's just how I feel about it. I mean, think about it. It's one of the best days of your year, and if you can't really celebrate it, what does that mean about your life?
Oh my God, Mary, wow.
It's just so weird to me that, like, this birthday thing is such a big hang-up. I mean, has this happened to you, like, other people you went on dates with or something?
No, I mean, not with someone I was dating, but, like, back in middle school, I had the same birthday as another girl in my class, and they sang happy birthday to both of us, and it was horrible.
Oh my God. There's some, like, deep-seated issues, Mary.
Scarred.
It's very special to me. I don't care if you're making fun of it. It's an important thing in my life.
I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, like, our date was amazing. Like, we were laughing and, like, chatting the whole time. It was like no silence.
Yeah, I mean, don't take it personally. It's not your fault that you were born on my birthday.
Oh my God.
Spencer, this is a tough one because there's really not much you can do. You were born on the day you were born on, and it sounds like it's a deal breaker.
You know what? My birthday isn't as big of a deal as sounds like it is to you, Mary. What if I, like, change my birthday? I mean, I know I can't do it legally, but, like, what if I, like, I don't know, change it on Facebook and just start telling people it's a different day and, like, celebrate it, I don't know, like a couple of months later or something.
Whoa.
Hey, I don't want you to change your birthday for me. I want you to be who you are and get to celebrate on your day. And, I get that was a really nice thing for you to say, Spencer, but I don't feel comfortable with that.
Regardless of whether or not I celebrate my birthday on my actual birthday or any other day, I'm still going to be the same guy. I'm completely okay just celebrating you.
Mary, that's it. I mean, that's a huge thing, I feel like, because most people would judge, your whole birthday hang up as a little crazy. And he's like open to it, man.
I don't know if it's a little crazy. I think there's a lot of people out there that wouldn't want to share their birthday.
Okay, selfish, whatever you want to call it. That's fine too, Mary.
I don't think it's selfish. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
But I do appreciate Spencer's reaction.
Okay. Well, would you want to go out with him on a second date? We will pay for it.
Spencer, are you serious? Are you really going to change this for me and change your birthday?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not a problem for me. I'm totally down.
Oh, really?
You don't see this as a red flag at all, Spencer?
You go on a number of dates, and finally you meet someone that you like connect with on pretty much every level except for the birthday thing. Like, it's fine. It's really fine.
Okay.
Okay, so Mary Spencer said he will change his birthday for you.
Oh my God.
Will you go out with him again?
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you.
Hey, awesome.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Spencer. You got your second date.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and now you have to figure out a date for your birthday. I have a few dates that I could suggest. You could do December 25th, January 1st, February 14th. That would be a fun one, too.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Doors. When one closes, another one opens.
Oh my gosh, you are so inspirational today.
Unless you can't figure out how to open that door, and then you stand there outside of the Starbucks for 15 minutes trying to pull it when it's a push door, and everybody's laughing at you, so you just sit down on the sidewalk and cry for an hour while everybody points and makes fun of the idiot who can't read how to open the door correctly.
Wow, and all you wanted was a latte.
We've all learned that lesson in life. And so has Luke, who's on the phone for a second date update right now. He actually met the girl that he wants to call today because he couldn't figure out how to open a door.
Really?
That's right.
What's up, Luke?
What up?
Were you crying outside of a Starbucks like Jubal said?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Oh, man.
Really?
So she must go after the smart guys, is what you're saying.
Well, I wasn't smarter than the door that day, but at least I was able to meet a girl out of it.
There you go.
So how does that work?
Well, I thought I was going into this building for a job interview, but I'm yanking on the door and the damn thing won't open.
I can still hear the frustration in your voice.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
So I'm about to give up, and this beautiful girl on the other side of the door asked me if she can help me, and I'm like, yeah, can you punch a code or something to let me in? I'm late for my interview. She pushes the door open and says, there's no code, just open the door properly.
So you were supposed to just pull on the door and you were pushing on it for how long?
It must have been 30 seconds at least.
Oh.
So she comes over, she opens the door for me, kind of laugh about it, and it was an opportunity to strike up a conversation.
All right.
And I assume that went well because you eventually went out with this girl.
That's right. Yeah, she, well, you know what? She pointed me to the direction of the elevator, which was nice. And
she pressed the button for you, too? Like, here, let me show you how this works.
I could figure that part out.
How did you go from her opening the door for you to eventually going on a date with her?
So our conversation went from the door to the fact that she actually works at the business that I was trying to get a job at. So I kind of asked her for a little bit of advice, who to talk to, who to schmooze. And I really felt like we had a connection, and she was hooking me up, so I wanted to hook her up. I asked her out for a drink.
Right there before your interview?
Yeah, I did, man. I mean,
Wow.
she was hot and helpful and sweet. You know, I had to ask her out for a drink.
Okay, and she obviously said yes, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. We got to go out on a date, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Well, what'd you do?
We went out to a bar, and we had a few drinks, listened to some music.
Okay, I would call that a date. You said that's, if you want to call it a date, I would definitely call that a date.
Yeah. I don't know what else it would be.
Yeah, I'll call it it was a date. I mean, it was a hot date.
Wow.
So you went out for drinks, listened to some music. How was everything with her? Was it a good time? Do you think she enjoyed herself?
Well, judging by the smile on her face and a little bit of the way she brushed up against me a couple of times, I do think she enjoyed herself.
Dude,
And you
that's a
guys,
good sign.
you guys were able to talk about stuff other than the company that she works for, right?
Oh, yeah. We talked about all kinds of things. Talked about her hobbies, what she likes to do. My ears are open, and, you have to take what someone says, and then you have to adjust and use that to your advantage, especially when you're talking about interpersonal relationships, female, male.
I know you started this whole situation meeting her when you were going in for a job interview, but that sounds like a really good interview answer.
Yeah. I'm ready to hire him.
Yeah.
Or date him.
Well, I was cued in, so I got the job, actually.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you got a date and a job out of one interview. Nice work, man.
Exactly, but that's the problem. During the date, I told her that I got it, and she kind of got a little bit cold on me.
What?
Really?
I don't know if I took a position that she might have been gunning for or something, but I think that she didn't want to mix business with pleasure, I suppose.
Wow.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So how did everything end?
At the end of the night, I got a little bit of nookie from her, a little bit of kiss.
Wait, that's
kiss,
not
okay.
nookie. That is, we need to redefine nookie, sir.
Well, there was some wetness on her lips.
What?
So,
Yo, oh my God.
look, she licked her lips before she kissed me. I'm telling you. I
Okay.
tasted it.
All right.
Just by that description alone, I wouldn't call you back.
And how long has it been since you've heard from her after you shared that wet kiss?
It's been 5 days now.
Okay.
And I mean, I've called her like 3 times, and I've texted her about 5 times. I don't know. I'm gonna have to work with this girl, and
Right.
I need to smooth it out before we start. If she's not gonna be down with me sexually or whatever, that's fine. But we need to get along because I need this gig.
Okay.
Oh my
well,
God, it's like I
we
thought you were
will-
so normal, and in 2 seconds, you changed my entire opinion.
we will play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update. And then we'll find which way she's down with you, okay?
That sounds good.
All right. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Luke is on the phone, and today he wants to call a girl that he shared a sloppy, wet kiss with. That's how he described the kiss at the end of the date. He actually met her because he was going into an office to interview for a job, and she was in the lobby when he was trying to open the door, and I guess he couldn't get the door open, so she helped him. They struck up a conversation, and he asked her to drinks. They went out for drinks, said they had a good time, ended with that sloppy kiss. But now she's not calling him back, and he thinks it might be because he actually got the job in that office, and maybe she doesn't want to date a coworker.
Could it also be because you're a bad kisser?
Well,
Sorry. Just the description.
we didn't get our lips moving that much, to be honest. It was wet, but it wasn't. She didn't stick her tongue, out from me.
Yeah, but no, I'm just telling you, out of all
She
the
licked
female
her lips.
conversations,
It was wet.
all the female conversations I've ever had, no girl has ever said, wow, it was such a good kiss. It was so wet.
Well, she made it wet. I mean, that's where it was. I just went in, and that's how.
Okay.
Way it felt.
So it was a sloppy kiss with no tongue. That sounds...
No one's ever complained about the way I've kissed them before, so she didn't this time, and maybe it'll happen, but it hasn't yet.
Well, she hasn't complained yet. We don't have her on the phone to find out, do we?
Well, maybe we can ask her. That'd be one place to start.
That's what
I'd
I
like
think-
to know if my lips are working properly.
That's what I think we should do, Luke. What I'm trying to get to is that I'm going to dial her phone number
Oh.
and see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Here we go.
This is Antoinette.
Hi, Antoinette. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, what?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
How can I help you?
Well, I actually wanted to talk to you because one of our listeners sent us an email about you.
Are you sure you have the right number?
I think so. Yeah, this was the number that I was given. Your name's Antoinette, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah. Then I definitely have the right number because you recently went out on a date with a guy who listens to our show and you haven't been calling him back. So he emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out if he did something wrong.
What?
I know, it's really weird, huh?
Is this a joke?
No, it's not. It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. So I'm calling today about a guy that you went on a date with. His name is Luke.
I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about. I haven't gone out with anybody named Luke.
What?
You haven't gone out with anybody named Luke?
I've been married for like 3 years. I haven't gone out with anybody.
What?
You've been married for 3 years.
Yes, I'm very happily married.
Did you?
By any chance, are you married to a guy named Luke?
No.
Did you
I think I would know.
Did you go out to drinks with a guy named Luke and you didn't realize it was a date, maybe?
No.
Do you know any Luke?
I have zero clue what you guys are talking about. Really? Can you be more clear?
Yeah, sure. I bet you'd appreciate that, and probably your husband, too. Wow. We got an email from a guy named Luke who said that he went out with you. He said that he met you when he was at your office applying for a job. He had a job interview. He said he was in the lobby trying to open the door but couldn't get the door open right, and you helped him out. And then you guys... Is that...
Oh, no. Okay.
So wait, that part happened?
Yeah, that part did happen. I think I just realized who you're talking about.
Okay, so you do know a Luke.
I met a Luke a couple days ago. He came in for a job interview.
Okay. Did you go out for drinks with him later on?
Absolutely not. No, I was interviewing him for a position at our company.
Wait, you were the one doing the interview?
Yes.
This doesn't make any sense.
I'm so confused.
He said that he just met you at that office and struck up a conversation. You guys went to drinks, had fun, even kissed at the end of the night, and now you're not calling him back.
He said we kissed?
Yeah, he said that you guys kissed and everything seemed to be going great, and he was surprised that you didn't want to go on another date with him.
Oh, my God.
He even went into, like, graphic detail about the kiss, about how it was wet and you licked your lips.
Jesus Okay, look.
So wait, you didn't kiss him?
No, there is no way. No, absolutely not. Let me just tell you what actually happened, because this is bizarre. Okay, I'm tired of hearing all this stuff. Okay, look, this young man, Luke, came in for a job interview, brought him into my office, sat down, interviewed. We went over his resume. He was kind of fidgety. He was kind of acting a little strange. And I sent him on his way. And in the last couple of days, I've been getting flooded with emails, phone calls, messages, asking about the job.
Oh, my gosh. So you didn't even hire him?
No, he has not been hired.
He told us differently.
What was he like in the job interview?
He was just kind of all over the place. You know, he just wasn't an ideal candidate. I don't know. He was acting strange. Maybe he was stoned. I don't know.
Stoned? Come on.
What is happening?
That is Luke. He was actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I finally found a way to get you on the phone, Antoinette.
Weird. So you were just using us?
Okay, Luke.
Hi.
I've already told you haven't been selected for the next round of interviews. I sent the letter out several days ago. I'm sure you received it by now.
What is going on?
Yeah, I got your email, and that's why I've been emailing you a bunch of times. You won't even email me back once? Like, you give me one email, and that's it? Just a dismissal? Outright dismissal?
So wait, Luke, you lied to us about your date and everything just to ask her about a job.
Yeah, it's a lie. Sure, call it a lie.
Well, Luke, that's what you did. That is the definition of a lie. You told an untruth to get on the air with us and ask her about a job.
Yeah, I had to tell you a story so that you guys would actually pick me and use me on the air.
I will applaud you. Good story.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a good story.
I can't hate on you necessarily for getting over on the show. It just, couldn't you have thought of a better way to do it than to just lie to us?
Listen, I did what I had to do, man. Sorry that I had to lie about it. But you know what, Antoinette, we wouldn't even be on the phone right now if you would have just given me the job that I deserve.
Oh, my God, crazy.
You know, I'm sure that you did prepare Luke, but unfortunately, you're just not a good match for our firm.
That's bullshit. All right? I'm the best candidate for that job, and I know it.
Excuse me, Luke. No, you're acting extremely unprofessional right now.
I'm unprofessional. You are unprofessional. I deserve answers. Why? Why am I not getting this job? I've been putting in all this effort. I
Luke,
need
like I said, we found a more qualified candidate.
There's nobody more qualified than me. I saw everyone coming out of that building. Look at my resume and see all the experience that I have.
I looked at your resume, Luke, and I'm the one calling the shots. This is not how you go about getting a job.
You sure getting a radio station to call you and ask you about a fake date is not the best way to get a job, Antoinette?
Yeah, look at all the trouble I went to get these people to contact you. You are unreachable.
Luke, and if I ever had any thought about reconsidering you for this job, you have absolutely lost that opportunity.
If I'm not qualified to be the face of your company, I don't know who is. I stood outside of that office for 3 hours, and I watched every single candidate come out of there, and not one of them is as qualified as me.
You stood outside the office building for 3 hours?
Yes, because I do my research. And you know what? It shows that I care.
Oh my gosh, Luke, I mean, I get that it can be frustrating to be out of work and looking for a new gig, but this is not the way to do it, man.
Well, I can't catch a break. Damn it.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Luke, but I think you need to be a little more level-headed when interviewing for a job.
I've got other work to do. Can I please get back to my actual job?
In 1 second, I will let you do that, Antoinette, and I appreciate you telling us what happened. But I do have to ask you, would you like to go out on a second date with Luke? Or a date with Luke?
You're fucking kidding me, right?
Well, I got to ask the question. It is a second date update. I know it turned into a crazy job applicant trying to use us to get at the person who wouldn't hire him, but would you like to go out with Luke?
At least give me a shot at an internship or something. You know, I feel like I've proven myself.
You've proven how crazy you are, Luke. Okay, look, I wish you well. Okay, good luck in the job search, but there's no job for you here.
You know what? I am going to get a job eventually. And when I do, I'm going to make sure it's in the same field, and I'm going to take down your entire business. You won't have a job.
Wow.
I don't have a place to go to work.
Yeah, okay. You get a job at another mailroom somewhere and take our mailroom down. I'll be waiting.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, that's the craziest guy I've ever heard, which is saying a lot for a second date update. Another one that says, you guys shouldn't be upset. You've been used for far worse things. That is true.
Yeah,
We're talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude named Luke said he wanted to call a woman named Antoinette, who he went out on a date with. We got her on the phone and found out they didn't go on a date at all. He made up an elaborate story about their date so that he could call her and ask why he wasn't hired for a position at her company and proceed to yell at her, telling her that he's the right guy for the job and I'm a people person.
It's usually good to make up a lie about how you shared a wet, awkward kiss with your potential boss.
Yeah.
So that usually works out good.
No date and unfortunately no job for Luke.
Oh, man. He's
Apparently
a
they
little
gave it to
frustrated.
somebody else. Yeah. Well, good luck to him. Hopefully he does find a job.
Moving 92.5.